seeking, as long as it's in the service of truth, is great. If it's in the service of certainty, it can be a limitation. So people can use that truth seeking both to deepen their relationship to reality or to actually limit their relationship to reality. And I think it's a California-based Buddhist teacher, psychologist John Wellwood, who talks about what he calls a spiritual bypass. And I've seen a lot of people using a spiritual bypass to get away from themselves. So that the so-called spiritual seeking itself and the seeking of transcendent experience and the self-definition as a spiritual seeker can be a way of avoiding contact with their truer selves, even though it's being done in the name of contact with the truer self. And particularly in the realm of illness, and given my conviction and my findings over and over again, that illness is an expression of the avoidance of truth on the emotional level. Some people can displace dealing with their emotions by putting all their energy into finding the spiritual truth, and that's what I believe Wellwood calls spiritual bypass. And what that means is that those people will have beautiful deaths, but shorter lives, because by not dealing with the emotional reality, they're disabling their immune systems and their hormonal apparatus, and they're interfering with the energetic expression of who they are, and with that means interfering with their cardiovascular system, their nervous system, and so on. So it all depends on what we mean by spiritual seeking. And we do have this separation, particularly in the West, of if we're spiritual seekers, does that mean we're not supposed to be angry anymore? Does that mean that we have to be serene all the time, which is just a way of emotional repressing yourself. So I would regard myself as a spiritual seeker in the sense that I keep looking to people like Almas, like Adyashanti, to learn things from and to give me guides to understanding myself better, understanding my relationship to the world better. But at the same time, the work has to be done on multiple levels, and if it's only on the spiritual level, it can be a real restriction of our full experience. It's not radical to say that addiction is an expression of spirituality, but it's, again, a limitation to just put it that way. I think addiction has multiple dimensions. It's got physiological dimensions, emotional dimensions, social and relational dimensions, cultural dimensions, and certainly the spiritual one. Now, these are all related. It's not like there's here and there and there and there. These are all related. Fundamentally, in addiction, there's always significant emotional and psychic pain. So addictions are always an attempt to escape from pain based on life experience when we were vulnerable and helpless and small. It is also an expression, as a result of that early pain, we've become disconnected from our sense of unity and wholeness. So there's a spiritual void. So the addictions are an attempt to somehow satiate and fill that spiritual void. It works on many, many other levels. Certainly one can show that it works on a level of brain physiology, that there's certain disordered brain circuits that are both predate and are then exacerbated by continued addictive behavior. So what I say about addiction is like you can only understand it if you take a really kaleidoscopic approach to it, and every time you see something, shake up the kaleidoscope again and look again. And you're going to see something different, but it's all going to be part of the larger picture. And again, spirituality, emotions, physiology, and many other factors all go into what addiction is. So on the spiritual level, certainly it's an emptiness and a disconnect from, not from belief, but from faith. And a lot of people with addictions have all kinds of religious beliefs, but they have no faith whatsoever. Because as soon as you have faith, what does that mean? It means that you're connected to Source. in which case why do you need to add anything else to that?